Welcome to a CI/CD with CodePipeline. Deploy without fear. Deployment day, with its manual processes and risks, is a moment every software business dreads. This module will show you how continuous integration and continuous delivery, or CI/CD, eliminates deployment fear permanently. We will explore how AWS CodePipeline automates the entire process, making updates as routine as saving a document. This program is Module 5, Episode 5 of the AWS and Cloud Foundation series, brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team.
This video helps bridge the gap for developers between shipping a working application and being able to update it confidently and reliably. We will cover the deployment problem, explain CI versus CD, explore the AWS developer tools, demonstrate building your first pipeline, and discuss advanced strategies like blue/green deployments. For many small development teams, pushing code to production often feels like defusing a bomb. It's not about a lack of skill, but because the process is manual, fragile, and undocumented. CI/CD changes this entirely. Manual deployments are prone to a common set of failure patterns, and they are all avoidable. Every manual step is an opportunity for something to go wrong, be forgotten, or be done inconsistently. We call this the deployment problem. Manual deployments are error-prone because humans make mistakes under pressure. They are inconsistent, since no two manual deployments are exactly the same. They are undocumented, meaning expertise is stuck in people's heads. Finally, they are stressful, leading to less frequent releases and high-stakes deployment events. The manual way involves steps like SSHing into the server, copying files, and hoping for the best, with no documentation. The CI/CD way automatically handles everything, from code push to production deployment, tests running and passing, and providing a full audit trail. CI/CD removes the human element and replaces it with a reliable, repeatable pipeline. Continuous integration, or CI, means every code change is automatically tested before merging into the main branch. Continuous deployment, or CD, means every approved and tested change is automatically deployed to production without manual steps. Together, CI/CD gives your team speed and confidence. Features ship faster, bugs are caught earlier, and production remains stable. Think of CI/CD like a relay race. Each pipeline stage hands off to the next with precision. If any stage fails, like a dropped baton, the race stops before damage can occur downstream. The goal is to get the baton to the finish line reliably, every time. AWS offers a complete set of developer tools for a fully managed CI/CD pipeline. CodeCommit is the managed Git repository. CodeBuild is the fully managed build service that runs tests and packages the application. CodeDeploy automates deployments to various targets. CodePipeline is the orchestrator, connecting all the tools into an automated workflow. CodePipeline and GitHub Actions are excellent CI/CD tools. CodePipeline offers native and deep AWS integration and is best for AWS native workloads. GitHub Actions is GitHub only and best for GitHub first teams. CodePipeline's native integration provides a real advantage for AWS-focused teams through simplified IAM configurations and tighter security boundaries. We are now moving on to Chapter 2, Building Your First Pipeline. We will walk through exactly what a practical, production-ready code pipeline looks like for a small to medium-sized business web application, API, or Lambda function, stage by stage. Most SMB pipelines require 3 stages, executed in sequence. The pipeline stops automatically if any stage fails. The source stage is triggered by a commit. The build stage runs tests and packages the artifact. The deploy stage pushes the new version to production. This structure ensures automated testing is a mandatory gate before shipping code. Stage 1 is the source stage. The pipeline begins the moment code is pushed to your repository, whether GitHub or CodeCommit. CodePipeline monitors and triggers automatically on every commit to the configured branch. This eliminates the most common cause of deployment delay, forgetting to initiate the process manually. Stage 2 is the build stage, powered by CodeBuild. It spins up a clean, isolated build environment and executes the buildspec.yml file. CodeBuild installs dependencies, runs the test suite, compiles the application, packages the artifact, and uploads it to S3. Because CodeBuild runs in a clean environment every time, tests that pass here will pass in production, ensuring consistency and reproducibility. The buildspec.yml file tells CodeBuild what to do at each phase. This minimal example for a node. JS Lambda function shows the install phase, commands for the build phase like running tests, and how artifacts are defined. Critically, If the build phase fails, CodeBuild stops the pipeline, ensuring broken code never reaches production. Stage 3 is the deploy stage. Once tests pass, CodePipeline moves to deployment. For applications on AWS, two main targets are covered: Lambda deployment and CodeDeploy for EC2 ECS. For static sites, S3 and CloudFront are used to sync the build artifact and update the CDN globally within minutes. Chapter 3 introduces blue/green deployments. This is the professional's approach to zero-risk production updates. The strategy is to deploy a new version alongside the existing one and only switch over when you are certain it works. Blue/green deployment runs two identical production environments simultaneously. Blue is the live version, and green is the new version. You deploy the new version to green, test it with real traffic, and switch over only when confirmed working. This enables instant rollback with zero downtime if anything goes wrong. The switchover process involves 5 steps. First, deploy to green. Second, CodeDeploy shifts a small percentage of traffic, typically 10%, to green. Third, monitor health using CloudWatch alarms for errors and latency. Fourth, a full cutover shifts 100% of traffic to green. Finally, instant rollback is possible if any alarm fires, routing all traffic back to blue in seconds. Blue/green for Lambda is even simpler, handled through aliases and traffic shifting without duplicate infrastructure. Deployment config options include canary, linear, and all at once. You can pair any config with a CloudWatch alarm for automatic rollback if errors spike, protecting users. Chapter 4 covers pipeline notifications. Your pipeline runs automatically, but your team needs to stay informed. Configure alerts so the right people know the moment something succeeds, fails, or needs a human decision. CodePipeline integrates with Amazon SNS to send notifications at every stage. Combined with a manual approval action, your pipeline becomes a collaborative tool. Your team can receive a Slack message or email when the pipeline needs attention, eliminating the need to constantly monitor a dashboard. It is important to know what to notify and when. Notifications can be sent for a successful pipeline, a pipeline failure, a manual approval requirement before a production deployment, or an approval timeout, which safely expires the pipeline if no action is taken. Setting up SNS notifications is a simple 3-step process. First, create an SNS topic, like CodePipeline-alerts. Second, subscribe your team's email addresses, SMS numbers, or a Lambda function to the topic. Third, connect this topic to CodePipeline via settings and notifications, selecting the events that matter to your team. Chapter 5 discusses the cost reality. Professional deployment infrastructure can be achieved at a price that fits an SMB budget. CodePipeline costs $1 per active pipeline per month, with the first active pipeline being free forever under the AWS free tier. Most SMBs need only 2 or 3 pipelines, one for production and one for staging, costing only $2 to $3 per month. Overall, professional deployment automation costs less than a cup of coffee per month. This chart shows the total estimated monthly cost for a small team running 2 microservices and a front-end application through CodePipeline. The total estimated monthly cost is approximately $5. This is the price of professional, enterprise-grade deployment automation for an SMB AWS workload. In this demo, we will build a complete end-to-end pipeline that automatically deploys a Lambda function on every GitHub push. We will connect GitHub as the source, use CodeBuild to run tests and package the artifact, and use CodeDeploy to publish a new Lambda version and shift the alias. Watching the pipeline execute is satisfying. At 0:100, a Git push triggers the pipeline. By 0:45, CodeBuild starts. By 1:30, tests pass and the artifact is uploaded. By 2:10, the alias is updated, and the pipeline succeeds. A new feature can be deployed in just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes after pushing code, you receive a, quote, pipeline succeeded notification. No stress, no anxiety, just a clean, automated confirmation that your users have the latest version. This is what professional deployment feels like, and it's available to your team today. We are now in Module 5, discussing the key principles and best practices for CI/CD for small to mid-sized teams. Keep your pipeline fast, aiming for under 5 minutes so it doesn't get bypassed. Fail fast on the left by running cheap, quick tests first. Never skip the test stage, as a pipeline without tests is just automated risk delivery. Common mistakes include having no tests, which is avoided by adding at least 1 smoke test. Avoid deploying directly to production on every push by using a staging environment or a manual approval gate. Never store secrets in your build spec. Use AWS Secrets Manager. Configure a rollback strategy from day one and document the pipeline so it's not tribal knowledge. The business takeaway is that CI/CD is not a luxury, but your competitive edge. Businesses that win ship improvements quickly and confidently. CodePipeline makes this possible at an SMB scale and cost. Build it once, and your deployment process runs itself. CI/CD allows you to ship more often, reducing risk and getting improvements to users faster. It reduces developer anxiety, making deployment day stress-free. You gain a full audit trail for compliance and debugging, and it simplifies the onboarding process for new developers. We offer a free resource, the SMB CodePipeline Deployment Checklist. It covers the 5 stages every AWS SMB deployment should have, including the source, build, approval gate, deploy, and rollback strategy stages. Download it to pin it to your repository and use it when building new pipelines. Module 5 is complete. You are now equipped to build a code pipeline today, add blue/green or canary deployments to your next release, and configure pipeline notifications so your team is informed of deployment successes or failures. Coming up next is Module 6, where we will use AWS Cost Explorer to find and eliminate wasted cloud spend. We'll identify where your spending goes, find waste, and implement cost control strategies to keep your cloud costs down without sacrificing performance.